Hello everyone, Solstice here, and I am going to talk about combination lock combination lock design, or like the basic idea of a combination lock. Now here's a pretty basic form of a combination lock, probably about as regularly basic as it gets. Okay, so when this is unpowered, this becomes back to regular power from losing inverted power to it and locks these repeaters. Now let's see what's going on over here. As you can see, there are 4 redstone wires coming from here. From each of these blocks that have a repeater pointed into them. So, ideally, this, when it's unpowered, this remains powered. And such, it goes into this block. When this isn't powered, this remains powered and powers into this block. As we all know, or at least most of us, if you're new to Redstone, basically when the block the torch is on becomes powered, the torch's power becomes inverted. Like here's a torch, you set a block on top of it, this block is being powered by the torch underneath. Set a torch on top, that torch on the block itself, its power becomes inverted, it's basically off, there's no power coming from it whatsoever. And that's one of the special works of redstone torches in this matter, which makes them more useful for combination locks at work. Now this one is mainly a timing combination lock. Now, I need to remind myself how this worked, but for this design, you want this powered first, and you want to try to get this one and this one powered. So they will turn off and leave this block entirely unpowered, so this torch can remove its inverted state and be powered to power this line up here and open these doors, which cannot be opened by right clicking. Like they could be opened with like a lever, guaranteed, but who's to say you always have the access of a lever? And for like that kind of a situation. So now that that's powered, let's just unpower this to see what happens. Power flows through, it goes through this one, it goes through that one, and that one, and that one. So it looks like from the output standpoint, it's actually inverted entirely from all of these being unpowered to being fully powered, but as this is unpowered or being powered, this becomes unpowered, as well as this one. However, in this case, it's entirely powered and reaching all the way to this block and keeping it powered, as well as from this block to there, which is keeping it in inverted state. That's not too good, is it? What can we do to resolve this? Well, probably a good start, I would think, is to get rid of any redstone signal going through the system at the moment. And then let's put this back in a lock state until we're sure of what we want to do with this. Well, we know we want to carry a signal all down, but we don't want it in every single bit. So we're going to have this signal going at first, and for a second we're going to have this powered and to release the lock on these repeaters. Then we're going to quickly unpower it to invert to relock these repeaters. This might be a bit of like a timing thing. As you can see, I can recapture some repeaters as powered and still retain some of these as unpowered. So this is a bit of a timing thing. Unpower this, flick, flick. Now these two powered are in the middle. This one's unpowered, this one's unpowered. Okay, and now power, unpower. Now this is actually the inversion of, or just about the inversion of what we want. Simply because this is also kind of powered yet. However, power, unpower. This is very close to what we want it to be, only this, it's basically every single block that's not supposed to be powered is ended up powered, and the unpowered ones are powered. Power, unpower. Very, very close. Oh, I see. I did that too fast. Yeah, like I said, it's a bit of a timing thing to actually make this work properly. As you've seen, it did actually work for a second. Now I can actually make this work if I stop derping. Yeah. And voila. It does work, it's just a bit of a timing thing to actually make this work properly. What you might actually want to do is, if you actually do this, to make it a little less of a pain in the butt, to make it more physically doable, rather than making it like user timing, you want like a pulse shortener for stuff like this, and maybe like use a button or something. Like, let me just try to throw one together. Okay. It's been a good while since last time I tried to throw one of these together. Let's give it a go. Okay, so this is already powered. Now I believe what I need to do is I need a repeater right here. I want either a lever or a button here. And just so I have like a better point of view on what is exactly going on here, as I do this, as you can see, it pretty much blinked, and it's already back on. And that really did nothing to what it was, besides the bottom bit. A bit of the top, actually. It's just, it was already still powered. Now, what else we can do with this? We can change how long it takes by adding more ticks to this repeater here. And if you like do this for around here, you can adjust a button to make this more perfectly. a little more in setup for how it would look a little more like. Imagine this just connected to it, and this bit inverted. Or if you want, you could just basically wire this up right to this, like cut out the middleman. Mm, let's just unpower that. Simplify it, we can have this like so. Oh, right. In there. Turn all this crap out. I'm gonna probably use some of this space later. If I decide to, that is. Let's make... No, actually that was about right. Okay, so one off. I don't think that was long enough. There, that was it. So you want this to be normal, and you want this one to be at full. Set this like so. And you got your next in line, like a so. And the next in line. And there. That pretty much does the timing handiwork for you. So it's not as like a crazy challenge thing like, oh, I gotta time this right by the pixel, don't mess me up, lag, or something like that. I mean, I'm sure we've all had those kinds of situations, and let's be honest, it's not very fun. And that will just sort of simplify that. I have too much junk in my inventory. Not that I'm saying redstone is junk. Like, don't get me wrong, I love redstone. I just don't like it stacking up. Anyways, I think that'll about do it. This could also be a button if you really wanted. Like, it really shouldn't affect this much. Just a button. It'll affect it about the same. And that's all I got to talk about with this. Thank you so much for watching. Hope this has been helpful to some. And maybe even inspiring some to do a little more for, like, I don't know. Just more, a little more redstone craziness in their worlds. Thank you so much for watching, and bye-bye. Hoo-yah!